What's going on, my crew? This is Jay, and welcome to another episode of the Dark Trilogy. And in today's episode, it's kind of unprepared, so I honestly don't know what we're going to be doing, but we're going to be doing something. So as you guys can see, I've repaired all of the holes and divots from the creepers, so hopefully now we don't have to worry so much about everything. But I wanted to show you guys what we've been doing with the bees. If you guys might be able to tell, we've got a beealyzer in our pocket. This thing is loaded up with 4 honey drops, so we don't have much. But I did go downstairs and test to see if the squeezers and carpenters and all that stuff could run on RFs, and they can. So if we come in here, we've got our centrifuge, our squeezer, and our carpenter. These are all hooked up. Now, one of the things that I wanted to see today, with the bees here, the forestry stuff, and you guys notice I have went ahead and I made, let me know what you guys think. I went to the video settings and I found out this GUI scale, the GUI scale, I can make it so that it is normal, i.e. specific to the game. So because my screen is a lot bigger, it's able to support these smaller icons and give me a lot more. So I actually like it because I'm able to see everything a little bit easier. So I want to look up B here and kind of peruse through the things to see if I can't find one particular thing, and that is a B analyzer. Not a B-alyzer, a B-analyzer. And it doesn't look like it exists. It may just be called an analyzer, because I think it was used in order to also find out the genetics of certain trees. Here we go, an analyzer, genetics. This may be what we need. No, it's right here. This guy right here. So you guys see, this still runs on honey, but what we can do with it, maybe it doesn't run on honey. I'm not sure. We'll have to look that up. But what we can do with it is we can hook it up to automatically deal with our bees. And the way we automatically deal with our bees is if we look at apiary. I want to look. Apiarist pipe right here. This guy right here. We'll be able to organize our bees with this pipe right here, and we can actually create an automated bee system. For what we've got right now, it's really not worth it. Oh, bedtime. But that's sort of where we're going to. I want to get some other things worked on before we get into that, but cappuccino. So I want to say you guys Merry Christmas. One of the reasons why I wanted to do an impromptu video is because, well, one, I had to. I haven't been able to record. But two, because I really wanted to get on here on the Christmas Eve, actually. And wish you all a Merry Christmas. It's one of the ways that I can actually remember. So I hope you guys will enjoy this video, as you guys are hopefully spending time with your families. Let's see if we got a common. No. So right now I don't have a Meadows drone, so I'm going to throw these guys together anyways. You'll notice that I had to use up 3 honey drops. So we're low on honey. Once we get the cultivated bees, that's when we actually want to automate the system, because we can get some honey out of it. But I thought today we could do a little bit of a scavenger hunt. Actually, maybe not. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Just kidding. What we are really going to do is talk. Because I did film an episode, but I ended up hating it because I mostly talked about nothing. So this episode I want to talk about some of the things I want to get working on. I have talked about in the past looking at some different types of engines and basically just working on a few different types of things. And I want to focus on getting those types of things done. Let me throw these in here just because they're in my inventory. I want to set up a generator room with every type of engine that we see here, as well as some of these engines. Where is it? There's some engines. But here's my challenge for myself. So we have a lot of these different types of engines. Some of them I know, some of them I don't know. But I want to set up all these engines to a Ender IO energy thingy-mabob here, capacitor bank, which stores a lot of RFs. When we get some of these major capacitor banks, which of course are probably going to be super expensive, we'll be able to store tons of energy. What I want to do with this is I want to set up all these engines in a generator room that's going to be massive, and just sort of look at each individual one and talk about how they all work, and then we'll be able to figure out how we can use those with different types of farms. So for instance, things that need charcoal, we may use a certain engine so that we can power a harvester to harvest trees, to harvest this, to do this, to do this. And to do RFs with a big reactor would be fine, except for the fact that we've got a lot of cording and it's just not practical. So I want to be a little more practical with those types of things, and try and make it so that you see, these guys aren't giving us any honey. Let's see if we can't find a hive nearby that can give us a little bit of honey. So yeah, that sort of where I'm going with that. I want to be able to use engines practically instead of just using the big reactor and just being like, bam, wham, bam, there we go. We got ourselves tons of energy. Not to mention, although those are really cool, really great, and all that stuff, the mere fact of the matter is that those engines, or that big reactor, is technically not the best. There's I thought it was called an engine, but I guess not. A generator that uses ender stars, nether stars. So where are we? I think it's the ender generator. Let me look through them here. Nether star generator, and what it does is this guy puts out some serious power. Like, we're talking serious power. I think it's 25 or 98 million, something like that. A lot of RF per tick. And that's in a few seconds. So if we can set up... Oh, no. This guy right here, this is a devourer node. I see it. It's like, I want to kill you. Nope, you're not going to. I also want to start scavenging these guys right here. Try to take some figs and stuff. Because I would like to... Oopsies. Anyways. I want to start grabbing these. Because I want to make some trees and get some of these different things for those trees. I also found out we can have olives and all sorts of stuff. There's really a lot of stuff that I want to work on in this pack, and we haven't even scratched the surface. So, we can get some plums. So, basically, the way this is going to work is I'm going to start trying to plan out episodes again. I did that for the second, or maybe third episode. No, fourth episode, because I really was nervous, but I don't. I think it's a good idea um, to try and get a bunch of challenges to help fuel um, this Let's Play. Not that it's getting boring or anything, but I definitely see a tendency for it too if I'm not careful. And part of the things that I want to do as a massive, massive challenge is I want to try and collect as many of the items in the game as we can. That's reminiscent of very old Minecraft. What? Array? Weird. I want to try and get as many items in the game as I can. I really want to start working on that laboratory down there and try and make it into a little something more significant. But at the moment, we really need some decorative material before we can get involved in that. So, you know, I find it funny that I wasn't planning on doing a episode where I walk and talk, but that I just kind of ended up doing that. Walnuts. I think those are walnuts. Yep. I need to find out what some of these trees are for and things like that because uh-oh. There we go. Did I already get the apple? Huh. Maybe I did. But yeah, I wanna try my best to get everything that I can, get a bunch of trees. It's gonna take a while, and I'm gonna have to spend some serious hours trying to get some things dug out. But that's why we need to work first on those types of things, so that we can Ooh, what's this? This is avocado. There we go. We got one. So that we can be able to dig out massive amounts of areas, more than just the hammer can allow us to do. What I've also thought about doing potentially is just literally digging out a huge square and then filling in the area with different things. Ooh, look, we have a little workbench that we put down a while back. It may work. It may end up even looking good, but that's sort of a last resort, I think. I'm trying to find, I wonder if this quarried stone can be chiseled. Oh, perfect. We got our chisel on us. No. I do like it, though. Looks nice. I'm fond of it. But Magic, or, Botania actually has a really awesome, super powerful, pickaxe that I would really like to get for this project if I decide to do this project. And the only issue with it is that it needs a ton, and I mean a ton of magic, mana, or whatever it's called. So we will have to grind out a lot of magic or find some way to get more, which means we're going to have a massive garden. And that's definitely possible. We already figured out a really great system. So the track with that, and I need to continue to make these tracks and make these challenges and then figure out how I'm going to get there. And I think that will allow us to kind of work towards that. But what we're going to do is I'm going to make a charcoal farm, because those flowers can take charcoal. So if I get a charcoal farm, then I can get mana through these flowers. We'll also surround it with daylilies and night lilies and all sorts of things, because what I want to do is I want to create a very nice garden, but the main amount of power is going to be coming from those guys. So a certain amount of the charcoal will go to the flowers, a certain amount of charcoal will go to feeding the I think you set it up with a peat fired engine. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research. You guys can help me if you know. For a tree farm, I mean. And then a certain amount will end up going into storage for me to use for other things. But I want to make a ton of these systems where we can use them for later, and sort of the end game result, if you guys want to know, is I want to have made a lab that is really, really cool. And if this series is still a big hit and you guys still love it after we've completed a lot of these goals, I'd like to start making a city and a massive, huge city, and we'll start to use a lot of these machines in the city for the building and such, to try and get things going. And by city, I'm not meaning necessarily like big, huge, tall buildings. I'm meaning like um, something not modern, but not really medieval or anything. Sort of made up on my own, I guess. How is this still going? I guess we hadn't had this chunk loaded. We might want to think about putting an anchor down through here if we're gonna do that. But one thing I do want to do is I want to clear this stuff out, and I want to actually create an above ground part to the laboratory, and with lots of windows and stuff like that, because I think an underground lab is cool, but I think we're really missing out on the storage capacity to be able to do things like have the bees inside, so we don't have to worry about the creepers and stuff like that. And I really just would like a place where we can have a nice clean lab with lots of sunlight. So those are some ideas that I'm throwing out there. I want to hear your guys' ideas. How do you think? What is that? What do you think about these? How do you see the future of this? Do you like those ideas? Do you hate those ideas? But more importantly, I want to know how you feel about. Did I just get an egg? Yeah, I did. I want to know how you guys feel about how things are going so far. Do you like it? Would you like to see some improvement? I would really like to do a live stream on here. I tried to do one, but that didn't exactly work out correctly. I got through in about maybe a couple minutes, and then I ended up having to stop because I just crashed, and I don't even know why. I don't know what happened. I think it was just a combination of the live stream and everything on my computer. My computer was finally just like, nope, we're done. So, anyways, thanks guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't boring to you. I hope this doesn't like break. Ooh. I hope it wasn't boring to you. Every once in a while, we need to have some of these like episodes where we just go and venture and kind of talk, figure out what's next, where are we going, and of course we're gonna do a lot of these bees things, but I didn't have time to really put together a huge awesome episode because I haven't had time to really think about what I want to do. So don't worry, this won't happen often at all. In fact, I hope it never happens again. I hope I can always give you guys really good episodes every time. Okay, so thanks for joining, and until next time, happy mining and crafting.